question,
Yeah,
I will, be like, hey, Timmy, we've got a question. Most of the time, we're live now. It'll just be will be a free-flowing conversation. That's how we like it. But yeah, today has just been, it's like, okay, September, you can really go F yourself. Yes, I can. I can call it. I swear to God, I'm just going to put you on our thing so that way I can look you up and just, ping it. It's calling.
I think that you posted a couple of Toby's videos. That's awesome.
Okay. Funny thing about this, I posted the one where, friendship is like, peeing in your pants. Everybody can see it, but only you can feel its warmth. They got me for a community violation. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me? The other ones are okay when we're talking about suicide. But the one where we're talking about peeing your pants is not. What the hell? Did you find it, Sissy? Here. Walk with it. Keep calling yourself till you find it. Hello, Nick. How are you tonight? My son's girlfriend is like, I think they hid my phone on me. I was like, well, here, go. Have fun calling yourself.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
Yeah, because I'm on I use it on my iPad. I use it because it's online. I use it on my iPad and I see everything. I'm like, geez, I feel so godlike.
I can see it. Good evening, Nicholas.
Yes, that's Nick. He is an amazing. He's one of our. He is actually my husband's backpack buddy. He is an awesome guy. Yeah, we offer because with one of the things that I do love about our organization, with being the only peer mentor only organization, we can offer the different different things out there. So we and everything is subject. Hey, Big Daddy Dan is in the room. Sorry, we have a joke.
Hi, Daniel.
We have a joke. Dan is Big Daddy Dan, and we have a joke with him because I started calling him Big Daddy Dan, and Josh, who is one of our other volunteers, is actually older than him. But I have been calling him Big Daddy Dan since the moment he joined as one of our volunteers. And we miss Dan so much.
Yeah.
We can't wait for his life to even out to where he can come back and join back up with us. But yeah, we are, with us being a peer mentor group, and that's all we do. We offer different different things, ways to interact with our volunteers. So we have what we call Coffee with a Stranger, which is basically you call in when you have time, and say you're only available at 3:00 on Wednesday. You sit down, somebody, you call in, you get to talk with somebody at 3:00 on Wednesday. And it just looks like a conversation. Well, hello! And but then we also have what we call our backpack buddies. And those are, you get to talk one-on-one with the same person all the time. And it's really, I think it's pretty neat. I don't know, Nick, what do you think?
It is pretty cool.
It's been beneficial for a lot of people. I have a backpack buddy, and it's beneficial for me because I love my backpack buddy.
What is it? I've never heard that term before. What is a backpack buddy?
So in the military, you have what you call your ruck. It's like a backpack. Yeah, it's like a battle buddy. Only we call them backpack buddies because a lot of times when you're going through your shit, you feel it in your shoulders. Have you ever noticed that? Like when you're really stressed out, your shoulders get all tight and tense.
Yeah, kind of.
You get real tense, like right here, right where, like a backpack would sit. Well, we call it a backpack buddy because you take a backpack off and you and your friend carry it. You and the person that you're talking to, you carry it. Yes, Jessica, 22 is too many. And that's why we're here. We're trying to take, we agree that 22 is too many. We started
reach out
this,
to them.
So that's why we have backpack buddies, is because both of us can grab a shoulder strap and we can carry it together. Because you're not alone. No one ever has to be alone. No one. And that's why we call it the backpack buddy, because in that way we can carry it together. And if you don't ever want to put that backpack on, back on it yourself, you don't have to. Now you've got a friend that is there when you want to celebrate, there when you're having a bad day, there when you're having just a hand. It doesn't matter. Did you find it? Oh. See if Blake has it in his pocket.
I asked Blake and he's like, no, I don't have it, so I don't know where it is.
Did you maybe drop it in the truck?
No, like I literally had it in my room, like I set it down. I don't remember where I set it down at because short term.
Well, if you don't find it by the time I'm done, I'll help you look for it, okay?
Alright.
Oh, the lovely life of teenagers. God.
Oh,
I do not envy it.
Mine's about to turn 30.
Oh, cherish it. I'm telling you. He's only 13. Cherish it. Mine are
I'm
17
trying.
and
20. But he's kind of a pain.
Mine are 17 and 20, and I'm telling you. These the teenage years are just crazy. But we were, one of the things I know, because I was talking to a friend of mine today, we were talking about, with September being, Suicide Prevention Month, we were talking about the ripple effect, and I know you and I had talked about last night. Sometimes that ripple effect, we don't realize how much it hits. Because, there are people that you may not have known them, but you know someone who is affected by.
Even my son, who has never committed suicide. My son wasn't born in 2008, so son was 6 years before my son was born. So he never knew, but he still sees the struggles that I deal with when it comes to that. So he's affected, maybe not in the way that I am, but he's still affected by it. No, he's never met them.
Okay, what the heck is happening?
Don't know. Did I glitch out? Did I glitch out?
Yeah, you glitched out and your voice was breaking up really bad.
Oh, it's because I'm outside, I guess.
There we go. I think we got you back. Yeah, and that was what is so weird. It's like you don't realize how it affects you. Because somebody that you just know their name. And it's like, I didn't even know them personally. And you're like, just a casual acquaintance with someone. And then you hear that they died by suicide, and you're like, oh my gosh.
My best friend that committed suicide, I don't know if you got what word heard, but my son's dealing with his suicide, even though it happened 6 years before he was born. I just, a few months ago, got a phone call from my best friend's daughter that he never met. And now I have to go and talk to this 22 years old, and now I have to talk to her and tell her all about her dad. And so I have to kind of relive everything so I can try to help her get some answers.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, is because you live on the other side of that ripple. You're the one who is trying to help a child get some kind of something, some kind
Closure.
of grip. Well, and it's not even really closure. It's just like, who was my dad?
Right.
You know, like
She did ask.
You know, like my son. My son was 2 months old when his dad died, so he has nothing. You know, my other son was 3 years old, so they don't have any active memories. And there is a lot of times when people who were in their, you know, their dad's unit or knew them, you know, knew their dad outside of work, it's really quite hard for them because they have to go back and relive very happy memories, but it's hard because you know there's not going to be any more of them. And so
This
you're
woman,
like,
she never met her dad, so that's even worse because you don't know who he was, what kind of person he was, how he was, nothing about it.
okay, Timmy, move closer to the house. You keep cutting out.
Let me try.
You know, because that's one of the hardest things is, you know, they don't have these memories. They don't have the active, you know, that activity to go, okay, this is how my dad was. Did we lose him? I hate that this doesn't show me who all's in here. It just shows me that I have people. Also, wanted to let everyone know, if you feel like you want to ask a question, please do so. We are open to answering questions. There's Timmy. He's unfrozen.
Yeah. I moved closer to the motel.
There we go.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, I'm in South Carolina, so the hotel.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's so hard dealing with, you know, you're sitting there and you're dealing with, you know, a child, or, you know, someone else's child who has just literally asked you, what was, you know, my parent like? And it's like, now you have to relive.
I was unable to answer that question at that point in time because it kind of blindsided me. But I told her I'd rather have this conversation in person. So I personally haven't met her yet in person, but when I do, I got to live all these old emotions. So she
Well, and they have to understand, you know, this is going to be emotional for you because, you know, like my kids, we had to have a sit down and, you know, I had to tell them, I'm not crying because you asked me about your dad. I'm crying because I know I don't get to make any more memories. You know, it's not because you asked me about your dad. It's not because you wanted to know about my memories of him. It's because I don't get to make more. You know, and that's, you know, that's the part, is you don't get to make memories. I don't get to make more memories. You know, and like I was telling you today, the information I found out today about their dad, I had to tell my 20-year-old over the phone, and like I am down and out, bawling like a baby. And he's like, Mom, why are you so upset? And I was like, because for 17 years, you could have been making memories with your dad. You know, for 17 years. You could have had your dad, and I told him, I said, all these years you've questioned whether your dad loved you and whether you were the reason he died. And I can tell you, those times when I told you your dad loved you above and beyond everything in the world, for real, I was not shitting you. Your dad loved you boys more than anything in the world. And he's like, I believe that now. Because in light of the new, evidence that we have, he now can accept that his dad loved him. And that whatever did happen was not by his father. Was not his father thinking correctly, or he didn't have a hand in it. And it's like
suicide, murder, accidental death. It doesn't matter. When you lose somebody, it affects everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone and everyone around the people that around them.
And that's what's so hard is because, like, even with illness, people are like, oh, at least you got the chance to say goodbye. I'm sorry, but the only people, and I can honestly say this, the only person that I feel like I was ready to ever say goodbye to were my grandparents. Because they lived full, happy lives. And they watched their kids, their grandkids, and a lot of their great-grandkids grow up. But I can honestly tell you.
I tell my son, every time I go out for a motorcycle ride, think about it. I think about if I do something, I could die and not make it back home. It doesn't know what's going on until later on the road, alone. So it kind of helps me make sure I don't do nothing stupid, obviously. But I don't want to go through, so I do constantly make sure.
Yeah. And that's what's so hard is, especially, I mean, like you are a single parent. You don't co-parent. I mean, I assume you co-parent maybe with his mother. Like not at all. Okay. Well, mom's
His mother has.
So you do tend to be a little more careful. I know with me, knowing that dad couldn't save them if something happened to me, it was like, okay, I'm not going to do any risky behaviors. I'm not going to do illicit drugs. I'm not going to put my butt on a motorcycle and go ride crazy like a retard. I'm not, I made conscious decisions that, okay, I'm not going to do these things because all I had.
I've done
so silly.
I do 145 on my bike. Not as often as I want to.
But why would you want to? I'm sorry, but there are people that are stupid out there.
Well, I make sure I'm in like an old country road that nobody's on, hardly. But yeah, it's still dangerous. It's still stupid. I don't do it often, but when I do, that thought goes to my head every time. And before I get on my motorcycle, go for a ride, I tell him, whether you're mad at me, whether no matter the situation, give me a kiss, come up, and to be safe, and I will do the same. That way, if something does happen, you can't sit there and say, I didn't get a chance.
See, I'm very, and I have to say this, Ross, you could not help what happened to your ankle. I still swear to God, your bones are made of paper. First of all. I will say this, like I tell my boys, and I've told them this since they were very, very little. Every time that they leave to go do anything, they leave my house, I tell them I love them and that I appreciate them and that I'm proud of them. And they're like, why do you do that, Mom? And I said, because the last thing I want you to know when you leave is that I love you. And I give them a great big hug. And they're like, Mom, why do you do that? And I'm like, because I live every moment knowing the last thing that my husband, their father, heard from me was, I love you. I wasn't angry with him. There was no animosity. But he heard a genuine, I love you. A lot of people, and I can say this, there are a lot of people, they did not get that. Ross is going to be a Terminator. That's what's going to happen to Ross. He's going to be part
get
Terminator.
A robot foot, Ross?
Yeah, he's going to get a robot fibula. So everybody else who is watching, Ross was supposed to do the interview tonight, but he decided last Tuesday when he was supposed to be doing an interview, right before he was supposed to do the interview with my son, to go and try to ride a skateboard and broke his fibula. Because he does not realize that the 40s are not good for men and women.
Speak for yourself. I'm 42. I'm
24. And I am going through forced menopause. And trust me, I think all men should be forced to go through menopause. What the heckadola?
Yeah, all the night lights came to the parking lot.
Oh, they finally decided it's nighttime, huh?
I get my little bitty.
You can give it a rest now. But it was quite fun. And Ross, I'm going to give you crap about it for probably the next month. Just remember, you need to be coherent a week from today. I cannot interview myself. Granted, my multiple personalities probably can pull it off.
I didn't know. I just walked out. Okay. No problem.
Are you getting told on by the staff?
Yeah, he came out. The back door was open. He's like, please don't leave this open. He's like, let's see it open, close it. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about the, mental health crisis and, in America right now. And I was like, look, I said, it's not a crisis. I said, we've been living like this for years. I said, what the crisis is we have too many people who refuse to talk about it because we've been shamed. We've been shamed we're not allowed.
All right. So basically, one of the main reasons why I'm here is because there's a lot of men who are too manly to fess up to whatever issues they have, whether it's mental or whatever, depression, and refuse to go find help because men get shamed by other men. It's like, oh, you pussy, it's just whatever, and I went through my own depression on where I was sitting. Me and my son share a room where we were living, so I would sit in the closet to give me a door between us, space, and come to find out, I was more and more time, and I was not purposely, but I was neglecting my kid. And I started to notice things, like his behavior, um, actions, what he does, what he sees, what he watches, all that kind of stuff. It's starting to affect him. And so I had to make a conscious decision on this has got to stop because it's not good for me. And it's definitely not good for him. I'm all he has. I'm sitting here in my little hole, hiding from the world then
I'm hiding from him.
And he kind of felt that way, that I was hiding from him, getting away from him, that everybody else on my phone or whatever, a movie or whatever I was doing was more important than him. And that's not the case, is that I was battling my own demon. And men have feelings too. And a lot of people don't want, a lot of men, a lot of people, they don't want to admit that men have feelings too. Man's supposed to be a man, nothing can affect.
I'm a strong man. I have no feelings. Right.
Well, guess what? Even the strongest man can be brought to his knees. So I went to the doctor, talked to the doctor about it, and I got myself put on medication so I could start feeling better mentally, so I can start working on everything else that's going on, like my kid, my job, my career, life, and get everything back where it should be.
And that's one of the biggest things, like we do with All for the 22. And I'm going to say this, and I know you know, because you and I have talked about it, but this is going to sound extremely strange. We have, I want to say 5, we have 9 volunteers, and 5 of them are men. Because we know that men are our highest priority. Because as women, we'll sit down with a cup of coffee and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk to our girlfriends. Whereas men, and we want men to call in and talk to that stranger. We want men to feel comfortable with calling in and knowing that they're not going to get judged. Their conversation is not going to go anywhere, because we don't report to anyone. But when you call in and you get a man to talk to you, talk to them, because they've been where you are probably standing. Because these men that we've had, my husband is one of the peer mentors. He doesn't tell me anything that he's ever dealt with on a call. The only thing he tells me is, I got a call. Oh, is that what you've been doing? He's like, yep, I've been in the man cave. Okay. I don't ask details. Like Ross says, Timmy and I have had conversations. I don't ask what the conversations are about. Just for the plain fact, yes, this is my organization. But it's not a need to know. I'm not going to look at Timmy and go, oh, I heard about you.
Right.
I don't care if you're doing backflips over hookers on Saturday nights. That's not for me to judge. I'm just saying. I mean, if you're doing backflips, you need to tell me how you're doing it. The hooker part you can keep to yourself.
I told you, I'm pretty spry for a 40. I'll outwork a 5-year-old.
But, and that's something that most everyone who's contacted our organization, and I think if Nick's in here still, Nick will tell you. Nick talks to me. Nick's boyfriend talks to me. I've never told Nick what his boyfriend says. I've also never, ever talked to my husband about what Nick's told him, or what Nick has told me. No, Ross. You're going to land on your head, and we're going to have to put you in a fucking helmet. Hello, Mr. Ray. Thank you. Ray said he's coming, and so is the wife.
Oh, hey, Ray, what are you up to? Wife Jen are from Washington State, where I just from. I was out there hanging out with them, and they took me around the mountains, and had a great.
I'm so jealous of all those pictures. That stuff looks so gorgeous up there.
Oh my God, my pictures does nothing.
It doesn't do it justice. I know. I used to.
No, not at all. You cannot see the depth of the lake. It's so freaking gorgeous up there that my pictures aren't as beautiful as seeing it with your own two eyes.
We're blowing up, Timmy.
Yes, that's awesome.
Hello, Jen.
Yes.
Hello, Michelle. Hello, David. Welcome.
My moderators are coming in.
Welcome.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone who knows me, please share to everybody that you know.
Yes.
And everybody who doesn't, because this isn't about me. This is about All for the 22 and suicide awareness. That's what.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing my experience.
I know a lot of people do not. Timmy, do you even know what All for the 22 is actually about?
Yeah.
I know you know part of it.
Yes.
All for the 22 is actually, the name is military backed, but what we actually do as an organization is completely open. It is not it's not stationary in veteran and in military. We are open for all walks of life. YouTube is actually, yes.
Denny.
Michelle is right. It is. It is all for the number 4, and then the 22, the number 22. We are just like we love everyone. We do not judge. We do not. Happy birthday, Kenny!
Happy birthday, my brother.
Yes.
That's Kenny. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Drunken Fury.
Yep, that's my whiskey brother from Georgia.
Okay, I have to say, Michelle, I love you to pieces, and I love your TikTok nickname just because I feel that every day.
Oh yeah. Michelle's TikTok name is priceless. I would have never thought of that, and it's perfect.
Well, and it is so strange for so many people because, you know, they see we have the red and the gold star up there. The reason why we do red, gold, and blue is because we are very mindful of our country. You know, we are so very mindful because we are very proud. And I say this now, I wish that we were the people we were on the 12th of September in 2001, because we stood strong together as a country. But I also tell people, we are not race. We look at the people who need to talk to us. We are not. This face has nothing to do with All for the 22. If you look on there, yes, I'm the CEO and founder. My husband is the co-founder and president. We are actually, it has nothing to do with our faces. It has everything to do with those people who need our help, who want to talk to us. Like when you said you wanted to talk, you wanted to get on here, Timmy, I ain't even lying. I was like, I told Ross, I said, when can we get him on? If you'd have said I will be there on Tuesday, I would have been like, bet.
I wish I had more time to put it on TikTok. All of my followers. I would love for you to blow up.
Do not forget, we have the round table at the end of the month. You remember,
yes,
you're going to be a part of the round table at the end of the month.
I would love to be a part of it. I'd love.
We are going to do a round table for, because I don't know all of your people that are coming in. Hello, Jen. The significance of September is suicide prevention and awareness. All for the 22.
These are my self-claimed brothers and sisters.
Yes. The thing about it is all for the 22, we are trying to reach people before they get to that crossroad of whether they're going to live and die. Because no one should ever get to that crossroad alone.
I know what the feeling feels like. I've felt that way myself. I've had those thoughts before.
Exactly.
And I know how bad it sucks to feel so unwanted that you would rather die than to do anything about
it. Feeling so unloved and unworthy, you know, and like earlier today, you know, for 17 years I've been carrying around a small piece of hatred. Because being a suicide survivor, you always think, well, why couldn't I see this? Why didn't I see this? Why, you know, you have survivor's guilt. And being the spouse of someone who died by suicide, you carry this small little bitty piece, even though here knows that you had nothing to do with it. Here, you have that little bitty piece of hatred. And it never fully goes away, even though you talk your ass off in therapy, with your kids in therapy and family therapy out the damn wazoo. You still are going to have that little bitty piece of hate for yourself.
See, I was going through a lot of stuff, and birthday boy Ken, him and Ross were the two people that I confided in, and they helped me do some thinking. And I cherish their opinions, their thoughts, their feelings, and I even come to them when I need an honest opinion.
Yeah. Yes,
They've
Michelle,
always been there for me. Yeah.
Ross has got a huge heart.
Ross is amazing, and he's off. He's way. I can't say too nice, but he's super fucking nice.
he is one of the most genuine people I have ever met.
Love your face, whiskey brother.
Yes, we love your face, Kenny. But it's, you know, people do not understand that when you have that survivor guilt, you always hold on to a tiny bit of hate. And today, you know, I realized that I didn't have this little tiny piece. I have a bigger piece than I really realized. And it's like, and I know you know what I'm talking about, because that hate, it almost like consumes you at times to where you really feel like you just can't go on. That the world would be better without you. But the thing is, and this is where I go with this, is we haven't made a plan. We feel it in our head that the world would be so much better without us. And I say this, I could never die by suicide because it just hurts too much. Like, every way I've thought about it, I am too chicken shit to do. Like, I just cannot. I'm sorry, I got to bypass. I can barely take my medicine that I'm supposed to take on a daily basis without trying, you know, gagging that down. So I'm like, pills are out. I can't slice my wrist because that hurt. You know, like, I can't put a gun in my mouth because, like, oh no. So it's like, well, I'm stuck here. And then I open up my eyes, or I hear my son giggle, and I realize that the reason why God has given me all of these things to stop me from doing it is so that I can hear that one more time.
See, now, Kenny, birthday boy Kenny, him and another group of people are basically doing what you're. They haven't gotten as far as getting a 1-800 number or anything like that, but they're there to have a conversation with anybody who wants. And their family name, or their little their little family name is Furious Love Nation.
And I told Kenny, anytime if he wants to volunteer, I will give him some freaking, you know, box. I'll give him a 1-800 number. Under us, he can freaking I'll give him some boxes. I'll give him some numbers, because all it is an app on their phone. I've told him, because, you know, and this is what I see. Because the more people that see 22 too many, or the 20, all for the 22, that see that we are here in like this on TikTok. I'm telling you, Toby has been spreading us around, And we aren't snowballing, but we are slowly. Those gears. It's slow and it's steady.
It's like a diesel. It's a slow start, but it's not going to stop.
We are a tea kettle. We're not a microwave. I always tell that to my husband. I said, Alpha 22 is a tea kettle. It is not a microwave. We are going to warm up slow and steady. But man, when we start screaming, people are going to hear us for miles. You got a full hot on there, brother.
I'm working.
See, get the full hot going on and then come to me and I'll dye it blue.
I'll go blue.
See, I have blue in mine. Back here.
Oh, I see it.
I have blue and purple and pink.
Oh, I see the purple.
Yeah, it's just right in there with two colors mixed together. It's purple. But yeah, I mean, like I keep telling everybody, once we get people seeing and hearing how we do things, because we are so much different. Thank you, Jen. We are so different than most other, like, I can do that, Ray. I really can. We are so different than most other of the peer mentors because all we do is peer mentor. We don't try to go, hey, come sit down and talk. We can help you with this, this, and this. No. I can tell you right now, you sit down and talk to us and we're here.
I got a big head. Yeah, kind of.
Awesome, JP. Thank you. Kenny, you rock. But yeah, when people find out that we deal with people 16 and over, not just adults. We deal with people 16, 17 and 18. We know that those kids, they're not getting help. Because everybody says, oh, they're just kids. No, they're not. They're little adults. 16-year-olds. 16-year-olds are walking around in this world bullied and wanting to die.
Even my own son has made mention of being suicidal because of kids picking on him. So I have to deal with that too. I have to make sure that he understands that that's not the way to go.
Yeah, we've told people that we have as backpack buddies and they have kids that are 14 and 15. If they give us the okay, we will work with them. But I don't go younger than 14 just for the plain fact of they're so malleable and they're so when they're that young, they need to be talking to their parents about those things.
Right.
Those are things they need to be talking to their parents. Now, 14 and 15, if they see that another person has gone through that is a peer, they realize that it's not that, that I can talk to this person and they're not going to judge. I do at this moment have 14 and 15-year-olds who are like, hey, use me because they've been in those positions. And their parents are like, you know what? As long as they're not having to give out their phone number, okay. We lost Timmy. Kenny, I'm telling you, it's going to be turning to South Park before long.
Sorry.
But it's, oh. You realize I can't hear that, right?
I thought it sounded good.
I was laughing the other day. My husband, we were watching some of your TikToks. And my husband was laughing hysterically at a lot of your TikToks. He was like, this dude is hilarious. I was like, he is. He's freaking hilariously funny. He was like, why don't you watch him more often? He's my brain. And I went, oh, no. You are not allowed to watch him anymore. And then he saw your friend's one, and he went, "Oh my God!" He says, "When he comes to Nashville or the vicinity, we're taking him to do some escape rooms and going for a barbecue." I was like,
Oh, absolutely. Where are you at again?
I'm right outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yep.
I already came through Tennessee.
Well, you may have to come back through.
I will be coming back through Tennessee because I have to go back to Indiana to pick up my camper and my new van, and then I will be heading to Colorado. So I could probably make a small detour for a short period of time.
Yeah, because we're right on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. I don't know if you know where Fort Campbell is.
Yes, I do. My buddy was stationed there.
That's where I live. Beverly, my heart goes out to you. And I say this because I know that feeling. When I was 16, I was the same way. I was pregnant with my first son. I had just turned 16, and I understand. I didn't have a good childhood, but we are very, very thankful, Beverly, that you are still here.
Beverly is from Australia.
Ah, the land down under, where everything wants to kill you. My husband and I have decided I can never go to Australia because I would never.
Nikki, hi Nikki.
There's Miss Nikki. But
he was looking for this to come in and show her face and her support for suicide awareness.
But I was telling my husband about you, and we were talking, and he says, Timmy and I, he sounds, like a great guy. I said, he really is. I said, he's gone through a lot of ups and downs and is still, trekking on.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do know that me and Jacoby are no longer friends.
Yeah.
Hey. And with all that drama that happened and, everything that was happening with my ex and everything that was going on in my life, being stuck at home because I didn't have a full-time job because I'm a dad, it all started, that's what caused my depression, is everything piling down on top of me, and I felt helpless. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything.
You felt like you were suffocating.
I was worthless. I felt that, that I was a piece of shit, because I can't make money. I'm trying to take care of the kid, and then I lose my friend. I lose my relationship. I'm losing so much all in a short period of time. And it put me in this depression that it took quite some time to get out of. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor's office and said, hey, I need something because I can't get out of my own head long enough to concentrate on what I need to concentrate on. And, with that being said, that's why men need to wake up, stop being so, what would you say? Yeah, I'm a big man.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions is men think that by not talking, they're being strong. And I actually had to tell my husband this. I said, I think it is so much sexier and so much stronger when a man tells me how they feel, or when a man actually opens up and you see that lifting. I'm sorry, I'm a big softie.
I don't know about sexy.
Oh God, honey. Okay, girls.
I hear so many women say they want a sensitive man until they have.
Oh no, my husband. There's a difference between sensitive and being a pussy. Now, my husband is sensitive, but I'll tell you what, That man sat downstairs and fixed my truck.
Everyone who is in this live, please share to at least 2 people.
Yes, please share it. You know, I mean, and honestly, my husband, that man is as tough as they come. He was in the Army. He's been deployed. He was in Korea by himself. He is, you know, Mr. I have to be macho. But I tell you what, when my husband looked at me and he says, Penny, I can't do this anymore. I just want to die. And I went, whoa, what's wrong? And he looked at me and he says, I don't feel like I'm helping you anymore. I don't feel like I'm good for you anymore. And I said, why do you feel like that? And he opened up. Yes, we talked for an hour. And no, while he was opening up to me, sex never crossed my mind. But he opened that door and let me see what was actually going on in his head. I'll tell you what. I was more attracted to him after that because he let me see him vulnerable. And that's what men don't understand, is when you're vulnerable and you show that you can do that and then go back to being Mr. Tough and Mighty. Fuck!
That's, you know, I'm a big tough guy. I'll do whatever. Go to work when I'm sick. Don't feel good or whatever. Big macho. But yet, I'm afraid to let people in. So, kind of up sometimes. And it took a lot to start. TikTok has helped me tremendously because I did stage fright. It wouldn't speak to anybody. Now I'm on lives talking to I don't know how many. You know, I've talked to hundreds of thousands of people online. Met them in person, you know, and it's amazing how much I've grown in the last 3 years, even through my troubles and trials.
Well, and like, you know, I think it's funny because something that Toby said to me when we did his interview.
Oh, yeah?
Through TikTok, he learned that a lot of times pulling the funny out was his way of making his sensitivity applicable. You know, he didn't have to be 100%, oh, I'm a stupid man, caveman, but he didn't have to be that, here's my heart.
Right.
You know, he can make it fun and silly and stupid and involve Angel in it, but then he could turn around and make that one that says, I've thought about this. This is what I think about that. I have, you know, it's like his survivor guilt one that I posted the other day. That one, every time I see it, and he's done, you know, I've seen it a couple of times, it just grabs me. Because it is exactly, every time I see it, it's exactly.
Michelle says, give Toby an animal, and he's a huge teddy bear.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and you know, I can see more of a soft-sided Toby. I've met Toby, and he's actually a lot cooler than what my first impression of him. And I've completely changed my whole way of thinking about Toby because at first it was like, man, heck, I don't really like him, you know. And I've talked to him. I've met him in person, and him and his wife, everything. The last Toby meeting that we were at, and he's actually a really good dude. You know, yeah,
He really is.
He's 1 million followers, and yes, he has to be a dick sometimes because you just can't talk to everybody. because he's got 1 million followers. You can't talk to a million. You can't be one-on-one with 1 million people.
There is not enough time in a week to talk to as many followers as he has individually.
Yeah.
It's like when he agreed to do a live with me, I was like, what? Oh my God, I never in a million years thought he would ever agree to it. And then he did, and I was like, my husband heard me scream. He thought I found a spider or something.
I've heard him talk about All for the 22 on his live. He talk about All for the 22 person. So I know that Toby is there to support you in all.
Exactly. And like his support, he was supporting us before I even knew he knew who we were.
Right.
And like, part of something, I bounced into one of his lives and I was just like, I just bounced in there because I didn't even know he was on. Because usually at 10:30 my time, it's 11:30 his time. He ain't on the live. And I just bounced in there and he was talking about All for the 22. And it choked me up because you could see the genuine care he has for what we are doing. And I sat there, I sat there.
Ray just made mention that he keeps his demons himself, but doesn't want anyone else to suffer with what he feels.
Okay.
That's bullshit. This is what this is about. You need to open up and let, even if it's not your wife, even if it's not me or anybody you know, it could be a complete stranger. Let those demons out, because if not, they will pollute you from the inside out.
Ray, I'm going to tell you this, and this is coming from someone. I have my demons. I have so many of them. If you do not take anything from the rest of this live, and I know you're an anti-Toby person, sometimes letting those demons out of your brain just to talk, because I know I'm the world's worst of it. Sometimes I just need to talk about those demons. I already know how to solve them. I already know how to lock them back in the box. I just need to get the words out of my head.
And off your chest.
And off my chest, out of my head, so that I can put in the box, catch them all, put them in the box, lock the box back away for a little while. That's why we are here. The number is right there. If you cannot call us, text us. We will get you somebody who is, if you want to talk to a girl, you can talk to a girl. If you want to talk to a guy, you can talk to a guy. We have all walks of life. It is that simple. Because we are not going to judge you. I'm not going to go, hey, Timmy, talk to your boy Ray. Love your face, Beverly.
Love your face.
We're not going to do that. That's not what we're here for. You can ask Timmy. I have so many people in the world that they're like, well, are you going to tell blah, blah, blah? Who is that? You don't even have to give us your name. That's how we are. I mean, you can tell me your name is Billy Bob for all I give. But you've got to let them out. You've got to deal with them. Yeah, it's totally anonymous. You've got to let them out before they eat you alive, because they will. Everyone has those demons, and if you don't let them out, they will eat you alive. Love you, Jen. Have a good evening. They will. They'll eat you alive. And then they'll come back for seconds. And that's the worst part about it, is because they will eat you alive until they've taken everything from you. I mean, I know, Timmy, am I wrong on that?
No. For eating me up. He did get off. Hurt feelings about certain people, and and I didn't, with the people that I talked to, I didn't have to worry that they were going to go saying anything about it, because I trust them. And they proved their trust to me. So I felt comfortable with people, you know, way before I ever actually opened up to them, because that's just the kind of person I'd like to know.
Yeah. And, you know, some people, they're more comfortable talking to a friend. Some people, they'd rather talk to someone who is a stranger.
See, and like Kenny, you know, Kenny, he wasn't exactly a stranger, but he wasn't my best friend either. You know, we didn't know that much about each other, and he came to me first, and he's like, "Hey, since you got such a big following, I got this group called Furious Love Nation. We're just here to talk to anybody. So if anybody comes up to you, and needs someone to talk to, send them our way." And I'm like, all right, cool. And then it wasn't like a couple weeks to a month or so later, and like, when you tell me that, I need to talk.
You know, Michelle,
And
you're
we
so
talked
right.
for hours.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I've had people tell me, Toby said it, and it got me. Because I tested it. I really tested it. I don't know, you may have heard about it. I know some of the people that are in the room may have heard about it. Toby called into the suicide prevention hotline. And this is why he doesn't, you know, say anything. And this is why I am one of the biggest people. We're not a suicide hotline. But if it comes to it, I will take a suicide call. Because I do know how to talk people back from that edge. I just do. I called it. I waited on hold for an hour and a half. If I was really suicidal, I'd have done it. Second time I called in, right? I'm sorry, I saw that. I have what they call ADD when it comes to the chat box. Second time I did it, I got talked to somebody. After 45 minutes, they said, well, that's all the time I have for you. If you're still feeling suicidal, please go to the closest ER. Hello, Mr. Timmy Jr.
Timmy.
Boy, he looks like you.
Yeah.
No, not even close.
Well, he needs a haircut.
Oh, he looks just like you, dude. But that's, you know, that's one of the things. Is, you know,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, and Sonia, sometimes it's all they need to hear. Sometimes people just need to hear that they are worthy to be alive. Because a lot of the things that are going on in their life, they don't feel that they are worthy.
Right.
And that's what they need. I know I used to, when I was a teenager, because of my family life, I just needed somebody to tell me they loved me. You know,
there's a lot of teenagers out there that don't feel that, even though they're loved.
They don't feel like they are. They're not getting it at home. And, you know, it's really hard to go and tell, you know, your best friend, oh, hey, I love you. What teenager's going to do that? Now, my kids, they do that. My kids have also had a different life. And that's what I'm saying. One of the things, oh, God. Michelle, you and I are like spirit animals. I tell my kids probably 8 million times a day I love them. Like, my kids have their phones at school with them, and they have the Apple Watch. I know. I probably text I love you every, like, hour or so. I drive my kids nuts with it. My son that's in college right now, he says, Mom, you gotta quit texting me while I'm in school. My teachers are looking at their watch to see if it's going off. I'm like, ooh. But my children will never doubt a day in their life. Like Michelle says, they will never doubt that I love them. You know, it's like, I'm sure, and I'm going to say this to me, I see the bond just in that little bit with your son. He's never going to doubt that his daddy loves him and is always going to be there for him.
Yeah. Actually, I'm there too much now because now I'm like trying to get him independent. Depends on me way too much. And it's like, dude, you can do it yourself. Open your own bottle of water.
I think the funniest part with, like, you know, kids these days is you have so many kids that they come from the split home. And it's like, dad wants nothing to do with them, but mom is overpowering. Or mom wants nothing to do with them and dad is overpowering. And it's like, and you're complaining? In my day, if the parents were divorced, neither one of the parents wanted us. Oh, see, my boys.
Sonia is going through depression.
You know, Sonia, I'm going to tell you this, Sonia. Send me a message on Facebook, because I see that you're on Facebook. Send All for the 22 a message. I want to put you in contact with someone as a backpack buddy. I think
it's nothing more than a person to talk to, test, work
someone who has walked in your shoes, maybe not the same ones. You may be wearing tennis shoes and they may be wearing flats. But it's something that you need to talk about this. And Nikki, I'm going to tell you this. I'm trying to get started to where we talk to people, regular, ordinary, everyday people, every Tuesday. Because, and you struggle with depression and anxiety. And this is what I say about that. I have depression, I have anxiety, but it doesn't have me. I live with it. I sit it on the front porch with a big old glass of tea and say, listen here, mofos. If you want to see my mental health, here it is. And it's wearing pink, and it's got bright hair, and it's wearing feathers. You know, this one's probably a tranny, and I don't care. I love them both. But the problem with it is we need to be able to say, I'm here.
Nikki, you can use this phone number as well and call all 22 and have a complete stranger to talk to help you get through your depression and anxiety when it occurs.
Call us, text us.
Glad you said that you are dealing with it too, because so many people are and don't want to say.
That's why we do this. Timmy has been, over the past week, Timmy has been one of our fiercest fighters with getting our name out there, having people to look. You know, Sonia, we also have a group on Facebook, which it's, you know, All for the 22 group, where we have people from all walks of life. So if you have a question and you're just like, I'm going through this, join it. Let's get to talking, because the more people that we have that are willing to talk about this, the more open it'll be and the less stigma behind mental health, because that is what we are fighting every day. We are fighting a stigma that is literally what our parents have had to live through. And I know that Timmy and myself and all of my volunteers and all of everybody who knows Timmy and Denny, we are trying to break that stigma up and throw it in the garbage. Is that a dog? Oh my God.
It's my Brutus. It's my Brutus. Brutus.
And that way,
he's looking at...
and that way we can all start living our lives. So we can start talking about us. Because we are so much more than anxiety and depression and ADHD and bipolar. We have those. They don't have us.
Nikki, I mean, if you, I would chat with you too if you needed other bands of, but there's women available as well that would love to have a conversation, help you get some clarity on some issues.
I'm telling you, we got ladies on here from all the way from my age of 44 down to in their early 20s.
Yeah, I know a few of your volunteers.
Yeah. You know, we just, hello, Lori. Hello, Thomas. You know, we are here. Please, and I sound so stupid. I feel so stupid when I say it. Please, use us. I feel like a pimp. I swear, I'm going to give you one of them big old hats with the feather in it. You know, I mean, that's what I'm going to go for as Halloween. I'm going to go for as a pimp. I swear. You know, but that's just how we are. You know, use us. We are 100% free. We are 100%. Use us. We are here for you. We're here for the everyday person. You know, and people don't realize that. We're just here for you. I am here for the Timmys. The baby. What? Baby powder. Okay, I must be too young for that one. Baby powder is a pimp. Oh, my God. Oh, that's okay. It looks kind of like crap.
Powder your hand.
Oh, I am not going to be pimp slapping nobody. I like my hoes, okay? They work for free. But it's, you know, and that's what it is. You know, I told you last night. You know, we are here for everyone.
Yes.
We love our people.
And all that you're doing is wonderful, and all of your volunteers.
You know several of our volunteers.
Yeah, I do. And
it makes me laugh.
It's awesome that people want to take their time on live to help somebody positive way.
And that's
even if they're on the other side of the country or on the other side of the world.
You know, we're even trying to figure out a way to help people in Canada because they can't dial American numbers. And we're trying to figure out ways to where we can help people that are in Canada. Because we've got people that are like, we need help. But we can't dial American numbers. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll see if I can figure out how to do it. You know, and if I can, I'll figure it out. But I want to help people. I want to help people. My mission, and I say this is my mission because, like, it's my life goal. You know, because I want. Oh, okay, Lori.
Yeah.
All for the 22 started out. My dream. I am a suicide survivor. My late husband, on the 21st of September, it'll be 17 years. He died by suicide. Or as we've been thinking, we're not so sure anymore. I wanted something to catch people before they got to that crossroad of life or death. We wanted to stop them from getting there. And the one thing that I kept running into from all the widows and all the spouses of survivors, you know, all the surviving spouses was if they had just had someone to talk to that wasn't family or friend. So I remarried 8 years after my husband died, and my husband deployed to Afghanistan, and then he deployed with his family to Korea, and almost lost him. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. I need to help people. And all for the 22 is how many veterans and active duty military die every day by suicide. So what I did was, I didn't want to just narrow it down for military veterans. I wanted it to be for everyone. I wanted everyone to know they're not alone. Because there is no one in this world who needs to be alone. I don't care if all you need to do is just call in. And Michelle, we are anonymous. 100% anonymous. You do not have to give us your name or your phone number. Lori, I don't want to be a survivor. I wish he was still alive. I never wanted in a million years to be a survivor of suicide because I wish he was not dead. He had 2 little boys that needed him so much more. But here I am, and I'm trying to make the best. And being alone, Nikki, you know what? You're right. Actually, I'm going to make a chat group on Facebook following ours that is going to be for just people who are in Canada.
Canada, Australia, England, Portugal.
I will make however many groups I need to make.
No, I mean your name. All I need to do to tell Tomo in Australia or tell somebody in Europe. Look up All for the 22.
Yeah. Look up All for the 22 on Facebook. We have a chat group that is attached to it. Tomo, honestly, if you will get a hold of me, send me a message on Facebook. We can start doing some stuff because I have a way, because I am not in Australia, I am not in Canada, but I have a way that I can pull some tricks out of my hat. And we can start getting things, as long as someone based in those countries, I can start getting things paused down if you want to help. And that's
get you a backpack buddy.
I can get you a backpack buddy. I can get things going. But the biggest thing, and that's one of the things, is, people don't understand. This is not, I'm not doing this I'm not a hero. I am not a hero. I am doing this because I saw a need. I saw people hurting, and they didn't need to. You guys don't need to hurt. You don't need to be alone. You need a hug. You people need to realize that people need to understand that when you put your hand out, there is going to be someone there to grab that hand and hold on. And if it's not me, then who? And that's what I thought. I'm going to grab that hand. I'm going to hold on for dear life, and I'm going to pull you out of whatever you think you're going through. Because it's so much easier to do it with someone else than to do it alone. And I know, Timmy, you know what I'm talking about. It is so much easier to deal with something when you have someone than to be alone.
And anybody who doesn't know, I'm a suicide survivor too. Best in 2002. I'm the one that cut it. I found him. I could not leave him like that. I couldn't even call 911. And I could still close my eyes, like smell the way my fist felt when I punched through his back door. I remember it like yesterday. Every time I see a movie with somebody hanging in it, even if it's Pirates of the Caribbean, it still makes me think. It's an image I'll never.
You know what, Sonia? I'm reading your comment, and I'm going to say this. Sonia, You are doing exactly what I am. The only difference is I have a 1-800 number tied to my behind. If you want to help, you want to volunteer, let's put some get-go behind you. I will help you. Because I do have the 1-800, the 888 number. I can get, it's an app on your phone. And I'm serious, you guys. Share All for the 22. Share it, because one share may reach one person that needs that help.
And sharing All for the 22, All for the 22 is not that big now. But All for the 22, it's not to get this woman famous. That's not what it's about. Yeah, that's not what this is about. This is about being a good human, helping other humans who need that help. That's why I wanted to start the whole United Humans of the World, to unite everybody. You know, not to drive anyone apart. You are the race human. You are part of the human. You just got to be a good.
And that's what All for the 22 really is. That's why you see we have red, yellow, and blue, and white. Because we are not color. We are not about race. We are not about, you know what? I don't see, and people, I had somebody ask me, what color am I? I said, I don't give a flying. I don't see color. I see a heart. And you know what? Heart is what matters. Because if you come to me, I do not care. You come to me and say, I hurt, and I'm going to go, where do I need to put the Band-Aid? Because that's who I am. I want to put that Band-Aid on and help you feel better. Exactly, Tomo. We all bleed red.
Yes, absolutely. And that's my mission as well. Is yeah, I have a lot of followers, but I can't talk to everybody, you know, and
I have the opportunity.
Yeah, and so I would love to like send all my followers your way, because I know there's a lot of them out there who need this, who need somebody to speak to when they're feeling a certain kind of.
I have the motto with All for the 22. I have two. One is you are not alone. Because you're not. If you have a way to pick up a phone and text or a way to call, you are not alone. Because there will be somebody that will pick up that phone every single time. Two, my other motto with All for the 22 is it is not about me, it is about we. Because together, we can conquer anything.
Strength in numbers.
Together, all it takes is two people, and it's good. As long as we have two people. Because two people can build a snowman and make that huge. It's not about me, it is about we. Because I started this with a website, with a Facebook page. I started this with nothing more than a Facebook page. And then I had somebody tell me where to go. And I have just, even though we don't have much as a following, I'm not giving up on it. Because one day, that snowball is going to hit a downslide on a mountain, and we're going. And we're going to be bigger, and we're going to be bad. And I'm going to be calling Timmy going, damn it, here's your number. Because I can't do this by myself. Hook a girlfriend up. We need the fury. We need all the people we got. Because we are getting overrun.
We need United Humans. That means everybody.
Exactly. Because
that doesn't mean any individual person. That means every human on this earth.
And the thing is we are all family. Because we're human. We're family. I say I love your face because it's a cute little saying. I say I love your face because I want to see it tomorrow.
You say you don't see color. I don't see race. I don't see one.
Exactly. I see human.
And you are human. You are good. I love
Exactly. You know, it's
that.
like somebody asked me why I end all of my conversations with I love you. And you're like, you don't really know that person. I said, no, but I still love them. Because if I don't love someone, you know, Lori, and I'm going to say this, a loss is loss. Grief does not care. Grief does not care about how. They only cares that he's not there. Grief is unreturned love. You
Why did I freeze? Oh, she froze. I was like, what happened? Did I freeze? All right, so her internet must have went out. Something happened. Yeah, she'll probably pop back in. It's your show now, Timmy. Okay, now let's see what we can start doing. It's a twerking contest. I'm kidding. She's gone. She might be back. Yeah, she might be back. Oh, there she is.
I'm here for some reason. My StreamYard wanted to go, bye.
I was gonna do a twerking contest.
I don't twerk.
With myself.
No, for some reason, it's like once it hits like some certain time limit, it's just like, and I gotta restart.
Yes, Lori.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's where the whom comes from my videos. I of the world. I don't do first I gotta get my job home, get my life back on track, make all the loans I got out. If I had $5,000.
See, and that's one of the biggest things is like, you know, somebody asked me, well, you know, beings that, you know, you guys are an organization, how do you make your money? We don't. Everything that we paid for, everything that we do is paid for by me and my husband. Because I don't charge. I don't want to. That's why if you go to our page, there is no merchandise. We have one keychain that's out, and all of the proceeds for that keychain go to the person who is making them, because she has been hit by this so hard, by the whole thing. And at one point, she was going to give us, you know, part of the proceeds, but she can't. I mean, this pandemic has been horrible. So it's like, you know, if I've got people, oh, good Lord, do not even look like, give me that face, young man.
I was, but it was a comment. Somebody knows. Yeah, it was a comment. Me and somebody else are like this right now.
Oh, are you and Lori doing the couch twerking?
No, Michelle. She knows what.
But it's, you know, it's that's how it is. And it's like, it doesn't bother me. And my husband actually, we were talking about it earlier. He says, Penny, He says it may have taken us a little while. He says, but we're starting to get the ball rolling. He says, and if more people want to do these lives, he says, let's bring them in. Let's talk to these people.
I love the message. I love it. I'd like to be more a part of it.
You know what? And Timmy, I told you, Timmy, we do not turn volunteers down. If you want to volunteer, honey, tell me. Give me your email. I will set you up with your own extension. Because I'm telling you right now, if you want to volunteer, yeah, we may not be getting a lot of calls right now. We may not be getting a whole lot of it, but it's eventually going to hit. And when it does,
so
it's going to firework.
So that brings me to another thought. And this is for all the people that are watching. You're going. That means you have, and you could help somebody else who is going. So if you wanted to volunteer some of that time to kind of, it will help your depression, your situation, as well as theirs. It would be a good thing for you as well if you want to volunteer and help somebody through a situation.
No, his audio is just being ridiculous.
It is.
You know, Nikki, a lot of people, really, the pandemic has hit a lot of people. And it's weird because we thought the pandemic was going to, like, we were going to just, woohoo! Nope. People are more scared, more afraid now.
Oh, I found a frog.
But I will and I'm going to tell you this. It's the world's worst thing because we have so many people that are shut in that think they're alone. And I tell this to my volunteers right now. I tell this to my volunteers. I tell everyone, if you share our page one time a day, just once, and you ask your friends to share one time a day, and that it branches out, you're going to reach somebody who needs us, who truly needs us. And maybe that one person is the person we save that day.
And Nikki and Sonia, since you guys are going through some things, if you guys wanted to come on here and actually talk to everyone else about your situation and get some things off your chest and let people know that you're not alone, I'm sure all 22 would love that.
Let me know. We're trying to let everyone have a voice.
Yes. It doesn't matter that I have 146,000 followers. It has nothing to do with my following. It has something to do with my experiences in life.
We had, I don't know, do you know Mr. Sinful? Or Sinful One? He's not a very big person. He does have a following. He came on here. We did one with Ross. A couple of weeks ago, we did one with Ross. I don't care if you have 2 followers, or if you have 222, or you have 2,022. I don't care. And Lori, no. See, you can ask Timmy. I am the easiest person to freaking talk to.
Oh, she's great. Me and her, we could talk for hours.
There is a reason why I have pink, purple, and blue hair, and I have tattoos everywhere. Because I am no better than anyone else in the world. And you know what? If you want to talk, Lori, I'll tell you. I'll do your initial interview, and if you're still not comfortable with me, then you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. Because that's how I am. I can get all business stuff. I can do my hair, do my makeup, put on a damn dress. Oh, Michelle, I love you, girl. Thank you. You do not have to fangirl. But I'm telling you, it isn't. It's just who I am. I am just like you. I'm just like Timmy. Okay, well, not like Timmy. Actually have kind of more. I'm sorry. I have a little bit more boobs than his. But I'll tell you right now, I'm silly. I'm funny. I love unicorns, for God's sakes.
Got a lot of.
I have 125. Okay. Yes, I counted them. But I'm just me. You could be sitting on a bus next to me, and you could probably go, "Oh my God, maybe her dad did a peacock. That's why she looks like she does."
Yay, Nikki followed you on TikTok. Thank you, Nikki.
Yay! Thank you, Nikki. But it's just who I am. I love everyone.
I appreciate everybody that came in here. It's had a whole bunch of to get some people in here. And if you guys could share it to another, couple of people, we'll be on what for another 30 minutes.
Yes, I will. We will stay on until 9 o'clock. I will definitely, Sonia. Send me a follow request. I will send it. I am usually a follow for follow. I am probably one of the most inconspicuous TikTok people because I am really new. I do know that TikTok is more about FaceTime, and I am not. All for the 22 is not about my face. I have to make it in my lives to make it about my face, and I know that, and I hate it because all for the 22 is about everyone.
And that's why I made mention about to take your favorite creators who have a message and posting it on your page because it's not about you, it's about all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot. Michelle, yeah, it's almost been a year. Probably, I think next month it's been a year. I think I started it right around my birthday, so I'm coming up on a year. But I started TikTok because it was like my son went, "Hey Mom, you should start a TikTok for all for the 22." And I'm like, "What the hell am I gonna do with it?" And he went, "Talk about what we're doing, why we're here." Right. And I literally had people that would like the first TikTok we made. I had someone call in and ask me if we gave away blowjobs. Okay, my husband had to put a diamond ring on my hand before I'd give him one. Yeah, we don't give those away. And I just...
Yeah, but that's so inappropriate.
Yeah, I was not a very happy person. And I'm like, and this will tell you how, like, we are that anonymous. It wasn't like I could actually call them back because we don't have their number.
Right.
So it was like, we actually, if you go on our Facebook, you see a picture, you see one with 3 people. My husband was actually like, we got a problem. Yeah, and after that...
Everyone who's in here that's posting their TikTok names, if each one of you, if you're not already following each other, follow each other.
Yes, follow people.
Yeah, it's a community. We're all one.
We're all together in this. And that's why it's like, my son, who is hilarious, he actually is on TikTok. He went on there and he says, "Okay, I don't know which one of you guys actually did it," because it was a little kid's voice. He says, "I don't know which one of you peckerheads," that wasn't the word he used. He says, "I don't know which one of you peckerheads decided you were going to call my mom's helpline. But my mom's actually trying to do something to benefit the people of the world. And I'm sorry that your brain is so feeble, but don't do it again. Thanks." And then just like, God, I was like, my son walked up to me and he says, "Mom," he says, "I believe in what you're doing." He says, "And one of these days it's going to explode like fireworks." And I just sat and bawled. I mean, like, to have my son, who was, young, tell me that he believed in it.
I know you're not trying to get rich or famous, but I really do start a merch.
A what?
Merch line. Because I would definitely wear a T-shirt that says "All for the," just to not so much as get your page to grow, but to get the message out there about what's going on with it.
Well, what I can do, and I'll do this because I know Christmas is coming up. If you guys tell me what you want, let me know what you want, whether it be T-shirts, hoodies, hats. Tell me what you want because I can start.
Start small. Half T-shirts. Start small. Masks, face masks. Everybody wears them now.
Because
those 3 things.
That's been my biggest problem is because, like, I went out and I did short sleeve T-shirts and long sleeve T-shirts. Those were the 3 things because people told me that's what I want, and then nobody ordered. And it was like, come on, and I did it very small, like I put it for 10 and nobody ordered. And it's like, because, it was disheartening. It like really just made my heart hurt because it's like, you guys were asking for this merch and now you don't want to order it. And it was like $20 for a T-shirt. And I'm like, I've paid upwards of $30 for a T-shirt.
Yeah. It's not so much as the price. The money will be going to a good location. It's not, you have to cover your costs. I get that. Non-profit is that. All profits that come in, pay your expenses, and then anything extra you can donate to whoever you feel necessary.
Exactly. Lori, we don't know yet. I actually Timmy and I will probably have to we'll figure that out once we get off of here.
And you already got one merch guy working.
Who's that? Ross? That's right. Ross does do merch.
Yes.
I did not realize that. He does do merch.
Yes, and I'm sure he would absolutely love to make.
Well, with his physical limitations right now, I don't want to.
We'll just call him Hobble.
I do not want to put any extra on him. So what I'm probably going to do is I know someone who does it.
He's in a work in progress, so you have time. It's in a work in progress.
I do know someone who could actually use the, if I said, hey, donate, take the 10%, donate 10% to us, and she'll give us a good deal on it. She's actually a really close friend of mine, and I bet you I can talk her into, because I've been trying to do her webpage for her. I bet. How long? Okay, Lori, I've actually been doing All for the 22 for, let's see, I started this on my birthday. It will be 3 years. No, 4 years. Yeah, it started out as a Facebook community. Literally. I started it out on Facebook, and it ran over Facebook. Like, it literally, I couldn't keep up with it on Facebook. So my husband, who is the most amazingly patient man on the planet, he looked at me and he says, honey, we need to go bigger. And I never thought I would be going bigger. I never in a million years thought I would have a toll-free number. Never thought I would be going bigger. Never thought I'd have a webpage. You can look us up on the web. It's www.allforthe22.org. So we got a page. I thought, okay, that'll be enough. They can send us emails now. 2 months. 2 months, and I had to get a toll-free number. Because I literally had people going, can I call in? I need to talk to someone. And it was like 3 or 4 people, and I was like, well, how much? I went, I was like, how much? They told me how much, and my husband goes, here's my card. And I went, and we have been just trying our hardest. And my husband, bless his loving heart, even when it gets tight, he'll go, you know what? I don't need cigarettes. What we need all for the 22. He says the world needs all for the 22. And so, he's gone out of his way to make sure that we always have enough for all for the 22. And, he says, babe, he says, the world needs this. He says, America needs this. People need this. And my husband is the biggest rich. I'm telling you. When I married that man, it was us and the kids. Now, he got a phone call at 11 o'clock one night and did not get off the phone until 6 a.m. And he got up and went to school at 8. Now, if that's not dedication, that right there shows you. There have been times where I get a phone call at midnight. And I'm still on the phone, one hand on the phone, the other one driving the kids to school next morning because I've been up all night. But I am willing to stay on that phone until that person feels better. Even if that means I have to listen to somebody cry for 5.5 hours. I don't care. It doesn't matter because I want them better. I'll sit on TikTok or, if somebody says, I just need to talk. What do you want to talk about? Let's do this. I've had my volunteers do that. Granted, people are like, oh my God, your trainings are so short. I'm like, dude, I teach you how to use the program because it's an app on your phone. You have to sign a non-disclosure and a non-compete. And they're like, why do we have to sign the non-disclosure? I said, because if you tell anybody what you hear on the phone, I'm coming after my ass. I said, you have to sign a non-compete because we're the only thing like this out there in the United States. I said, you Google anything like this and there's nothing. And they're like, I said, and I'm sorry, but I'd like to keep that for a while. At least let's get our ball rolling a little bit better. Right now we kind of look like arms and legs, no ball. But then we have, people that, like you and Toby, who are just, like, putting us out there, and it makes my heart melt. Because I see you, and you're like, we love you, and I'm just like, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing what I love.
You are. If you love doing something that's this special, that's special.
And that's what people just don't understand. To me, this isn't special. It's just me with my heart. Because helping you and Michelle and, the Sonias and the Loris and the Rays of the world to feel better because they are so special inside. That's what the world needs.
We are all a walk. How crazy is it? One little sperm and one little egg make all this. It's amazing. It's amazing how that's why life is beautiful.
Exactly.
And every person is special. And
some are a little more special. But like I had a friend of my son's, he came up to me and he says, I wanted to thank you. And I was like, for what? And I guess he called all for the 22 one night. And he was like, I don't know who I talked to. He says, but she saved my life. Love you, Sonia. And I
Love
said,
your face.
Love your face. You know, and he was like, you saved, whoever it was saved my life. And I went, why did you feel like your life wasn't worth it? And he says, my parents were fighting. My sister just was being a pain in the butt. I said, here's something that you need to understand. I said, out of everything in this world, God chose you to be in it. Why would you want to take yourself out of it? You're needed here for something. I said, even if that's just to keep Joey, my son, going, that's still something special. And he was like, you know, I never thought of it that way. I said, honey, we are all here for a reason. Do not sell yourself short. And he looked at me and he says, well, Miss Penny, he says, then why don't you think you're special? And yes, I'm reading all of these notes over here, don't sell yourself short. And I said, honey, all I'm here is to pass on the message. I said, I am just here to make sure that you understand that your life is worth living and to keep going. And he says,
Go ahead.
what about you? And I said, honey, I got too much life left to live. God's going to have to take me out. I said, the devil and God are going to have to get into an argument. I said, because, well, heaven don't want me and hell's afraid I'm taking over. And he started laughing. He says, well, I guess we all going down with the Learjet. I said, yep, and I'm flying it. And that's a personal joke we have in our family because they all know me. I am sassy. I am just, you know, as my husband says, I have tact and I make people look forward to the journey to hell.
Definition of tact.
Telling them to go to hell and they don't even realize that you told them to go to hell until you're there.
That's something I'm trying to teach my son. Yeah.
And see, it's strange because a lot of times I can be as filthy mouthed as, you know, any person who's ever been in the military. And then there are times when I am an absolute southern lady. And my husband will look at me like, and I'm like, bless your heart, honey. And he's like, no, you can't do that shit. Oh, dear God. I'm going to kill my child.
Dog walk.
Michelle, you are so far from innocent. You're about as innocent as I am. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, see, I love it. I live in the South, and everybody tells me, bless your heart. And I'm like, honey, I am a Southerner. I know what that means. And they're like, oh, never mind, Nan. I said, yeah, you better go bless somebody else's heart, because mine's already been blessed. All right, plugins.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
This is, yeah.
Yeah, your phone's probably going, I give.
I would like for everybody to, and I'm probably going to end up making a TikTok about all this. So
I did look it up. It is the 28th is when we're doing the round table with everyone.
Okay.
It'll be Tuesday the 28th, same time, same channel that we are going to do. And we're going to be, we're doing a round table for, with Timmy, myself, Ross, my son, and my we're not sure if my husband's going to join. We're not sure yet. And we're going to be talking about the differencing. I'm going to be the only girl, so it's going to be a lot of men talking about their feelings. So please, yes, join in. And we're going to basically, really get down to the brass tacks of, mental health and, the main causes of why we have to have a month that is dedicated to suicide prevention. Because this is one of the biggest, one epidemic we can almost eliminate. We're not going to be able to completely eliminate it, but we can get close.
We can save. Can that's all we could do is save
what we can. Also on the 21st, Ross is going to be interviewing himself. I know Lori. We saved. We explained that I am a suicide survivor. My husband died by suicide 17 years ago on the 21st. So Ross and I are going to be doing an interview. I'm going to be in Timmy's side of this equation, which is going to be very weird for me. I am very open and honest about the things that we've gone through. We'll be talking more along the lines of what my family has dealt with as a whole. So it will not just be about how I've had to deal with it, but about my family, my children, as a mom. And then on the 28th, we will have a round table. I also, if you guys have any, ideas, Michelle or Lori, you said, any of you have an idea or you want to talk, please send me a message. I am more than willing. This Offer the 22 is about the common everyday man. We are here to get your voices heard because your voices are the ones that matter. It's not about me. It's not about, and I'm going to say this, it's not about the Scott Henrys. It's not about those people that are on, the big actors, the Penelope Cruzes and the Scarlett Johanssons. It is about the everyday person. Because we're the ones who have to live with this and can't just write a check and get rid of, and be, we have to talk this out. And yes, there's Chester Benningfield and there's Robin Williams and there's all these people. But there are people behind them. There are the Pennies. There are the Timmys. There are the Michelles. There are the Loris that we suffer in silence and we don't need to. We need to talk and we need to start out and start yelling and start screaming and start being that voice. We need to be heard and we have to do it somewhere. Why not here? Like I said, if not me, then who? Let's get it out there. Woo woo! Got another hoe. Timmy, I got another hoe.
What's that?
Michelle's agreed to be one of my hoes. She said I can use her anytime.
Easy, like.
But that's the biggest thing is, if not me, then who? And well, I'll use Timmy. I'll use Michelle. I will use anybody who says I can. Use me. I'm here. I'm open. Let's do this. But I do know Timmy's probably got to get off here so he can go get his son into bed, or at least into the shower and then into bed. I will probably have a merchandise list, so please, everyone, what I will probably do is a long sleeve t-shirt, a short sleeve t-shirt, and a baseball cap. How does that sound for everyone? Oh, you're fine, Lori. I'm just, I being silly, honey. That's just part of me. I use my, my ha-ha-has. that sound good to everyone? Now, I will tell you, they're going to be dark blue with the red and gold and then the lettering in white. Because, well, I like that stuff. I will show everyone a mock-up before I go to print. I was just telling everyone, I think I'm going to be, I'll do a long sleeve t-shirt, a short sleeve t-shirt, and a hat. That way, if you're like
It's a great start.
And that way, if you're like me and freeze your butt off, you can have the long sleeve. Or if you're like my husband and don't ever get cold, you can have a short sleeve. And then a hat, because I know most guys wear hats.
Yep, I'd buy one.
And then that way, you know, because I like me my long sleeve t-shirts, man. I'd live in those things year round.
I do. You too.
My husband freezes me out of my house. It's like 62 degrees year round in my house. But that way, you know, I'll sit down and do a mock-up this week, and we will figure this out. And hopefully by Saturday, I will have something for everyone. And everyone, if you guys want to help out, please let me know. Timmy, if you want to help out, I will assign you your very own number. I will give you your own extension and all that great stuff. Just let me know.
I would only be available in the evenings because I work. But
Sweetheart, we could just have you answering text messages. That's the lovely thing about our stuff. We have, I mean, like, and I'm telling you, all you have to do is share us. Please, just share us. You know, share our Facebook page. We try to post daily. We have an Instagram. If you go underneath our profile on TikTok, we have a beacons. It will give you the list of everything we have. Share. I'm telling you, we got a great PR guy who volunteers for us now. Holy crap, he has done great things with our PR. Michelle, you know what? Next time I come to Texas, I'm coming to see you. My husband's buried in Texas. But, you know, we're trying to do what we can. So, you know, we're doing our best. And I think I'm going to let everyone go, considering it's almost 9 o'clock. And Timmy looks like he's about to fall asleep on his feet.
I've been standing 2 hours.
Yeah, I will let you go so that you can go and get the little one into the shower.
Yeah, make sure he's in the shower.
Oh, yeah, 13, they all stink.
Yeah, I told him. He's like, why do I have to take a shower? I was like, did you live today?
I did that with both of my kids. Like, they hit 13, and it was like somebody turned on their hormones. And I'm like, oh my God. Did you
Yeah.
really have and they're like, Mom, I just woke up. I'm like, shower. Like, I had one of my kids taking showers 3 times a day. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Well, I guess we could let everybody go. It's
Yes.
that time.
Thank you
So
for
I love
joining
everybody's
me.
face. I hope you have a nice night.
Thank you so much for joining us, Timmy. And I hope that
Very
we can do
welcome.
this every couple of months.
And I know tomorrow I'll put out a video
Sounds good.
to show more support.
Awesome. Everyone, please share. We are on Facebook, obviously. We are also on YouTube and on Twitch.
And TikTok, obviously.
And we are on TikTok and Instagram. We're all over the freaking place. Love you all. Love your faces. Mwah. Have a good evening. And I hope all of you enjoy your night. Love you. Thank you for coming on, Timmy.
Love your face.